Okay, so I'm gonna be quick. Um, I haven't been on in a while. I was trying to um, just take care of my life a little bit. But I'm gonna tell you a story. There was once a woman who was so beautiful. Not your standard of beauty that's pushed off into the media. She was beautiful because she had the ability to shapeshift into whatever she wanted. Kings and queens and the animal kingdom, everybody wanted to be around her. Everybody wanted to talk to her. Everybody wanted a piece of her. So much how it is in normal life, when you feel overwhelmed, you start to hate yourself. So she would start to hate herself, and she would start stretching her earlobes. She would go to her priest and say, I want earlobes that are long, that can no longer fit earrings. I need to stretch her earlobe. And she would go to a shaman and she said, I want a big old bone just coming out my nose. Like I want to change my form and physical so that a man, when he looks at me, is not going to think I'm beautiful. He's going to think I'm not. So she then went to an artist to draw lines on her face to make her look like a lion. Or she cut her cheeks and it would bleed and scar. And she thought that these physical changes would shift everyone's idea of what beauty is. And they would lose this obsession with her and focus on the one true God. That was her father. You see, the only reason she was here was to show people God's love, and all they could talk about was her beauty. She wanted people to see how her father had blessed her so much in the spiritual that the physical really just didn't matter. So after she had done all these things to her face, she noticed that the women in the town started to stretch their earlobes. They started to draw lines on their face. She noticed that they would start to wear the feathers. They started to shift their idea of what, like all of the women in the town were on one page, that when the mother shifts her form, everyone shifts with her. So she went to her father and she said, the one true God, you made me beautiful, but they don't see you. They see me. She said, that's not what I wanted, Father. She said, that's not what I needed. She said, Father, I needed them to see you, not my version of beauty. And glory to me with my tambourines and my long earlobes. I tried to make myself as ugly as possible in every sense by changing your creation. And her father said, shh. I made you in my image for a reason. The one true God said, I made you in my image for a reason. So that when your beauty shifts, they'll see my glory. That you are me. So that story is very reminiscent of what's happening today and what has happened in the past and what shall happen in the future when you start to open up the hidden layers of accumulation. You start to find that God has his eye on you. So as soon as you look in the mirror, that God reflects his glory so that you can be heightened by the idea that he is inside of you. That he came to this vertical point and stopped at a face so beautiful in the mirror. He saw himself in you. So this is why I give credit to, how religion formulated the spiritual conception of soul versus spirit, and maneuvered that basketball game so cleverly, moving, shaking, dousing, riding, dying. Shit. I'm so proud of just my people, my soul group, blessed at that. So let me take another story. Let me pass y'all another little Monica. There once was a young boy named Paul. Now, Paul would rob Peter to pay the piper. Paul was slick. He had game. Smooth with his tongue. He walked around town, sashaying and singing like the devil had his stick. Until one day, Paul came to a crossroad. Oof, this story sends shivers up my spine. Paul went to the crossroads where he saw a woman in a yellow dress standing and strutting her stuff. She was beautiful. Oh, that she knew the exact intersection of finality before the men even came to play. She knew. So Paul smoothly goes up to her and says, how much are you worth for one night? Now, little did Paul know that even though she was on the intersection, she was one of God's favorite daughters. Oh. So Paul, smooth talking, running his game, asked her one question. I'll have to come back.